Hey everybody. So this is very interesting. Okay. So I feel amazing. Like seriously amazing. And there's a lot of esoteric knowledge out there in the world that we know about and don't know about. It's hard to figure out what humanity is supposed to manifest when their body, mind, and spirit has finally gone on to a life trajectory. So I've put theories out there, of course, so people understand that there is correlation to how the body manifests based upon the wholeness or the balance or the imbalance of the body, and of course your environment also influences. And I've heard of the fertility rituals of the Druids. I've heard of that the menstrual period and esoteric knowledge has to do with the phases of the moon, and full moon you know can influence menstruation and fertility. And so it's interesting. I hadn't had a period since August 15th, okay? I just looked at my toilet today. I had to go to the restroom. I've been feeling like a little tired lately, not eating so much, but just tired. But I mean, I know we're dealing with the COVID and there's so much other stuff going on that it's so hard to pinpoint what exactly is going on. I know I'm feeling in excellent fettle. Um, I have been recently taking up a little bit of smoking, but I'm also in a creative mode, pooping totally like on point, not feeling, any kind of anxiety or fear or love, love, love or hate, hate, hate. But I know that we have just entered into a full moon period. We have just entered into obviously winter. Just started to snow. And so I could see now where there is some credibility with the Druids and their fertility rituals, that women are fertile maybe quarterly whenever the moon actually is like, if you're actually on a life trajectory, the moon would influence your fertility, which I could see that. I've heard about that, never really thought too much of it because women are be getting their periods like every month unless they have some kind of issue. And so when I looked online and asked about, druids and fertility and does the moon actually influence fertility? And so interesting that this is from scientists that are coming from the death trajectory, of course, right? Our data science team analyzed 7.5 million cycles and found no correlation between the lunar phases and the menstrual cycle of period start date. What you normally hear is that you ovulate around the full moon and get your period around the new moon, said Dr. Da, da, da. Okay, but they're dealing with bodies that are on a death trajectory. So, of course, they're not going to see any correlation because when you have so many bodies that are dying, they're dropping seeds, they're dropping insurance policies like left and right. But here's another thing significance. Bleeding at the full moon is a call for you to combine the vitality, fullness, and potent power of the full moon with the let go of your own menstruation blood to manifest and bring something creative into being, to create outwardly for the collective, for the world. Okay, so now this makes sense to me in a lot of ways because we still don't know what normal is for a human woman or a human man who has specific plumbing. Obviously, men in our society. Well, never. I would say men. If you hold ovaries and you hold a uterus, you're supposed to bleed at some point, unless you have some kind of significant issue going on. So I could see because it's interesting because yes, it's been since August since I've had a period. And now with this full moon I have a period. What is the significance of that? Okay. And then I'm also very, very like in tune with major mental clarity on what is going on. I mean, I just had all these different revelations, revelation on revelation on revelation, like fear and I figured out now my introduction to my book. Okay, I mean, I have a bunch of the meat of my book, but I didn't really have really the beginning and as well as the ending, but I had a bunch of meat in the middle. So now I see what everything has come down to: the selling of fear, because people are afraid to die, and then it's easy to sell fear as a method of control and all this other stuff. And so you know, that is like I figured it all out. And damn, today I got my period. Not damn as in bad, but like wow. So now will I get my period next month? Well, I mean, I don't know how often the moon how often is a full moon? Let me see. How often is there a full moon? And just so you know, I don't do any kind of fertility. 29.5 days. How many full moons were there in 2020? 13 full moons. Interesting. Okay. But I wonder why this one. How often will there be a full moon in 2021? Well, the next full moon. So I have this full moon right now. Let's see. Hold on, sugar. How often will no sugar be a full moon in 2020? Uh, 13 right now. Full moon calendar of 2020. Because the moon lunar phases have definitely control over people. July, August, September, October, and October 31st, and November 30th. So will I be getting my period November 30th? So I don't know. But why did I get my period now versus why not it's like August 15th was the last period. August 15th was my last period, so why didn't I get it in September 2nd or even October 2nd? But I got the end of October. But actually November 2nd. So that's interesting. What is the significance of October of November 2nd for my period around this full moon? Will I get the full moon or will I get my period in the end of December or end of November, end of December? I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, we're still in discovery phase. But yes, there, insurance policies may have to happen maybe quarterly. I don't know. What is the Druid fertility rituals? Okay. Druid fertility rituals. I don't know. So those of you who understand Druid and Beltane and fertility, all this stuff, like ancient pagan stuff, there's something to be said for it. But I'm still in discovery phase at this point. But I'll say this, that the less period you have, the less the body feels it needs to drop insurance policies. So I don't know, we're basing a lot of stuff on bodies that are dying. And so I'm going to see if it's going to be a heavy period or a light period. We'll see. But yeah, today, just out of nowhere, blood. All right. So you draw from what you will from it. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you later. Bye.